What's up, guys? Just trying to make sure all my stuff is working correctly. Sounds like it. Don't. We still got about 10 more minutes here, so maybe at the Tokyo opening we can get a little push here. Get my chat out here real quick. Look at this baby go. I definitely got a possible short up here at 207s. I may backdoor it. 208. Right. Thank you guys for joining me on the Tokyo market. So we got about 10 minutes before the Tokyo session starts. We've already taken a couple little shorts in there. We're trading our Prodeus account, same as last night. We're trading 1 to 2 micros depending on where we're at. We're just trying to make, say, 50 to $100. These are small 25K accounts. These are static accounts, so I only start out with $500 in drawdown. So you can't really over leverage. But I've built it up to $528, so that gives me $1,000 worth of drawdown. So if I keep it small, I only have to make $1,500. So that's where we're at on these accounts. How are you doing tonight? So trade in Tokyo, Asia, you have to be pretty slow. The ideal is I was expecting us to run these lows down here. I was hoping we would run these lows back down in the 80s. We got so close, and I paper handed I also had another level at 12. I took a long at 12 and I paper handed it. So I should have been done then, but I didn't think we would get back up here to this 25,008. But like I said, I will look for a short out of this area. So unless it just kind of goes through it really fast during the 8 o'clock opening. How was everybody's trading today? We took one funded trade. If you guys are joining me in the morning, remember, I only look for one funded trade a day. The rest of the trades later in the morning are usually like, practice trades or eval trades. Usually my setup happens within the first 15 to 30 minutes. We got a minute. Let's see if we can. We'll watch it. I don't think we'll get over there. Let's try to make another chart here. I don't want to mess up this chart here. Uh-oh. All right. Wow, this thing is. I think it's going to take a lot. So this is why I like the short up here at 08 because of this. Because of all of this. I just don't see. There's just no way we're going to push through that on the first hit. So we're got to get a bounce. And plus, it's at the whole number of the 25,000. It might not even make it there. It might. So let's see. Where are we at? The 93s. So yeah, right there in the bottom, all these wicks. So we may not even get through there right now. It may get a pullback here because of all this consolidation that we had. All right. This was the trade from this morning. You can't visually see it because usually I have this marked out with a 15-minute box. So this was the first candle to push out. Then right here, this was the first candle to close. We pulled Fibonacci. It pulled back about 30%. Then, is that right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Make sure that was 8 o'clock here. Yeah, it was. Yeah, we took it here. So this would have been our setup this morning. It looks a little bit different looking at it on Quantower because mostly all my funded trades are all taken on NinjaTrader. All right, guys, less than 4 minutes until the Tokyo opening. There were some guys last night in some pretty crazy option longs. Is there anybody else here trading options? Or did everybody get their target? There was one guy in the lobby last night. He was on a nice option win. Like 10 to 17,000. Like it was crazy. Me, I'm over here looking for like 50 to $100. But you got to tell yourself, $80 a day is $1,600 a month. So then if you trade multiple counts or copy trading. So, yeah, that's another thing that happened to me this morning. So I was copy trading 2 funded accounts and a eval. And I got like $100 on that trade from this morning, just off 2 micros. We made $100 off 2 micros. And I looked at it, and on my copy trader, I forgot to select the instrument. And so I didn't copy trade. So I just got the 1 win on the funded account, and the other 2 were like blank. I was so annoyed, like, son of a bee. Good old copy trade problems. PRLD for a swing. I'm not sure what PRLD is. Is that like a coin? All right, we're down to the last 2 minutes here. I'm hoping when the Tokyo opens that it'll give us a nice push up here to the 10 and we can possibly get a short off of that 10 up there. And we're just going to be looking for 10 points, 10 to 20 points. All right, 50 seconds left. And we may not even get through this. We may even go all the way back down because that's a lot of a consolidation. I mean, I just don't see how we get through this anytime soon. So we're definitely in a nice range. So your range is probably down at 10, 9, 10 to right at that 25,000. So you got a nice little 90-point range to try to pick up some points. All right, 4 seconds left. Hopefully it just doesn't like slingshot on us. Now we could build out a little bull flag here. I can't see my stream because of my camera. There we go. But I think we're going to stay away from longs into this area. It'll have to be a short. How was everybody's trading today? You said market session and volume profile by Larenton. Is that something that's on TradingView? Yeah, we can take a look at it. The ideal long here tonight. So tonight, if we can print above this 25.16, we will take that long and try to stay in this trade a while. Because anytime that we usually can run the previous high in the New York session of the New York PM session, most of the time we don't come back to it. So like if we can get above it, maybe retest it once, but after that, you pretty much you'll stay above it. Let's see if we had any. We didn't have any of those trades, I don't think, this week. Yeah, right here. So this is kind of the example. See how we had the PM session where we consolidated? Once we got below it, it just pretty much will. It won't even come back there and probably until London session. And that's usually how it does whenever you get below or above the PM session for the New York. All right, let me pull back up that chat real quick so I can see what indicators that this person was talking about. Now, is this something on TradingView? Let me see if I can reach my keyboard. I'm not even close to the keyboard. I don't know. It won't let me copy. No, I don't think it'll let me copy that crap. Let's make sure I spell it right. L-A-I-A. might have missed it. Uh, is there a certain one you said it would say just volume profile? Oh, it's volume profile by that person. Oh, okay, I got what you're saying. Okay, I got what you're saying now. Hmm. Will that person's name come up there? Let's see. I think that's it right there. Oh, it's got market session. So it's just a, I guess, normal volume profile. I've used volume profiles, but I guess I trade more, I guess, off the resistance than anything. Support and resistance more than anything. But I'll leave it on there and just try it out. Thank you, Sarah. How was everybody's trading today? Is anybody here trading gold? I know a lot of people trade gold in the PM session. Man, that may be our high. Go all the way back down. I wouldn't mind seeing us sell all the way back down. Maybe we can get below this 21 EMA, print like maybe a just print right there directly under that 21 EMA. I'm not sure how most of you guys trade in the evening. Do most of you guys trade heavy, or does most of you guys stay like small size? Most of my trades in the this time of the night are like small sides. So like we're just trading anything from 1 to 2 micros this time of the night, looking for like 10 to 20 point moves. Well, dude, if you just hit 30K this month, that's pretty good. I don't know what kind of advice you can get from somebody if you just made $30,000 in a month trading. That's pretty good. So we had like a little nice little trend line break here. Like I said, I'm still looking for a short off that 25,008. Uh, did the I guess the reconnection of the TikTok kind of made a little hiccup or something there. This is probably one of these deals you're gonna have to probably sit here for at least an hour or so before we get up there. So anytime that we're usually stuck inside this New York PM session, it's usually super grindy. like I can go back on these charts and show you where, and it's very, very good visually where you can see it. I'm hoping eventually, since the New York PM didn't move very much, that we can get a breakout. I just hope we can get it within the next hour or two instead of just. If not, it'll probably be like that all the way up till London session. Sarah, do you usually trade the this time of the night, or do you do more of a New York AM session? I deleted the wrong one. It's a little weird pulling the Fibonacci here on the Quantower charts. I'm used to trading the Ninja chart, so if I look a little slow on Quantower, it's because I am. I don't trade these regularly, so I'm very slow when it comes to moving my stop loss or just messing with everything because I don't use Quantower a lot. I think I just found the Fibonacci button the other day. See if we can break through here. Where's the stop loss would have to be? 76? Just one micro. See if we can retest that 50 one more time. We only had a 38% pullback, so I'm hoping with such a little bit of pullback that we'll get like a little 10-point burst through there. Ah, come on. What are we in this trade for? 60, 30 bucks? Oh, I was faked out. We were trying to catch that short underneath the 21 EMA once we broke. Because a lot of times, if you start pushing through this 20 at this time of night, you'll continue getting that push. It looks like we're going to get stopped out on this one. Here's the charts over here if you want to see how much we're making. I'll bring that over in a minute. Yep. All right. Just got stopped out on our micro. Mm-hmm. got to change music. I got on some slow ass music. Oof. Let's see. Luckily today we did make $80 on this account, so we are up a little bit. Cause usually I don't trade this during the New York session, and so we did make our $80 today. So we do have a little bit of profit, and we still made a what the fees are kill. They kill me on these quant towers. Like I already got like almost $40 in fees. Like the fees are just insane. I was saying that last night. I don't know why they have fees on evaluations. That makes no sense to me. I mean, they're basically end of the day paper accounts. I don't know why they would do fees. All right, do we finally get the '08? Ooh. Does anybody here trade Tokyo on the normal? Do you guys trade this every night, or is this just something you guys just watch in the evenings? Or do you just watch other people trade it? Thank you guys for the likes and subscribes tonight. Let's see. I'll turn on my ninja charts. They're a little bit more cleaner, I feel like. While we're waiting. So Ninja Trade is usually what I use probably 80-90% of the time if you're watching me trade. There we go. Well, that's going to be pretty crappy. This thing ends up going all the way down after stopping me out. So I was just going to kind of point out the setup that we use most of the days to find our funded trades. So this is a open range indicator. So basically what it does is it marks out the candle for me from 8 to 8:15. I take this on the 5-minute charts. Most of the time we're waiting for something to close out of this range because this is the early morning. I'm talking about, most of the time you get this trade within the first 5 or 10 minutes. So it looks like we took it around 40, looks like, because it's right here. So, and how I enter most of my trades is, so this is the candle. This is going to be the first candle opening outside of this indicator. So I usually pull Fibonacci on all of my candles. So I'm usually looking for a 20 to 30% pullback. And sometimes it takes a little bit to get fast at pulling your Fibonacci. So this one pulled back 23%. I had my buy order sitting here around, 96? Right below the 400s, basically. So in this area here. So we pretty much took this whole candle here, but I think we ended up getting stop loss on this because I did not want it to run all the way back up here and stop me out, because I think that actually happened with one of these candles. I want to say it was this one. We re-entered this on a eval. We were up 70 points and this thing literally just wicked all the way back up here to basically just stop me out for pretty much break even. So then the rest of the day was just like little eval trades here and there. But most of the time, if you want to catch like the decent funded a trade, it's always first thing in the morning. It's never later in the morning. So if you show up to like see my stream, like say, 10:30, 11 o'clock, yeah, I'm pretty much already have taken my funded trade and we're just doing eval trades or I think trades or something like that. So, like usually I don't recommend anybody following the trades later in the morning. But if you want to follow a trade, that trade that I just showed you, that's the trade that I'm looking for, like a really good setup on that I'm used to seeing over and over. And that's my funded trades that I take. So like this morning, that's where I said I messed up on my copy trader, because I was copy trading 2 funded accounts and an eval. So we were copy trading 3 accounts this morning. And I thought I made $100 on all of them. Then when I looked at it, I forgot to select the instrument on the copy trader. And I'll show you what you mean by that if you're kind of new to copy trading. Here it is. So basically, I had all my accounts. I had the leader account selected. I had all these other accounts selected, and I forgot to select this account here. I forgot to put on the MNQ, and so it didn't copy trade. Yep. So that was kind of what happened this morning. I just recently started doing the overnight session. Most of the time we're just looking to try to make like $50. So usually I try to get like one good trade, then I'll just look for like one micro trade to add like $20-30 to my overall total. I think last night was probably one of the better nights that I had on these accounts, because I think we made a little over $100 last night in this session. But the volume was a little bit better than what we're seeing now. This volume, I mean, we're just stuck. I don't see us getting out of this anytime soon. Like, I just feel like this right here is going to, completely stop us from moving up. I feel like the only decent trade here that you possibly could take is, I'm not going to put a resting order. So how I will take this is I will take it from the backside. So if it pushes up, hits the 08 or the 010, I will just have my resting order as close as I can. See, with Quantower, you can hit this little mouse here. It's called mouse trading. And then you can have it on the board. Then you just click right or left wherever you want to put your, and it's super quick. So it's an easy way to add your buy and sell orders really quick on Quantower. This is probably the only thing I like Quantower has that I don't think is available on Ninja. So for anybody that's maybe new to Quant Tower. Sorry if I missed your chat or if you guys said something and I missed it. Probably stay small. I think the key is just not to over leverage your fundeds. At least that's what my focus is lately. It depending on what size it is and how many you're trading. Is it just one you're trading, or are you trading multiple, Keaton? So what's been helping me lately is trading the 5 minute charts and just trading 2 and 3 micros. It depends on what you're, how many, how big of a, like if you're looking for like bigger moves. So most of the time I'm looking for bigger moves. So like recently, it's crazy the amount of like 50 plus point trades that I'm able to get into almost every morning. Not every morning, but most mornings. For anybody that's usually over here, almost like every day, it's crazy the amount of like 100 point trades that we get sometimes. But it's only on 1 or 2 micros. That way you can have a bigger drawdown if you need to, get into a bad trade and you get stuck, and maybe you can get out without taking a huge loss. I think it's all about setting a loss limit. So if you say like $100 or $200 is your limit that you're willing to risk every day, I feel like that's the key. Because I know in the past what happens with me is I'll take a red day or something, and I'll continue trading, or I'll over trade it, or I'll revenge trade it. The same stuff that most people do. I think if you can take that $100 loss or that $200 loss and walk away, that's like the hardest thing to do sometimes. But what I've been doing with the 5 minutes, I mean, it hardly ever loses. I mean, it's pretty stable. And the reason why I like doing it like this with the 5 minutes here, like this, is because you know where your stop loss needs to be. So your stop loss is here at the top of the wick, your entries here at the close of this candle, and then you just look for a target. So most of the time on all my trades, I'll have a target, and I'll go in with 2 micros. Take 1 micro off either at 10 to 20 points and just see what you can get for the runner. What sucks is I think I only took 50 points out of this, but look, it never came back. I mean, it just sold off all day long. I mean, it's crazy the amount of points that I left on the table this morning because of this. Now, the day before, the price action was straight butt. So I want to say this was Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday's price action. So we didn't get a setup Tuesday. The market was just chopping all over the place. So yeah, it was tough. Yeah, well, I don't know if it's necessarily December. This week right here is notorious for, you really don't need to be even trading your funded accounts. There's 4 weeks out of the year that you really don't need to trade your funded accounts, and that's a rollover week. So, and this is rollover week. So anytime that we change contracts, it's really safer not to even trade your fundeds, because the community is split. You still have people trading those December contracts, then you got people trading March contracts. So the price action feels weird. Most people that will trade every day, you can tell the price action just feels kind of weird. Like it's been super wicky. You're getting a lot more big wicks, and you can see it. These are 5 minute candles. Look at the size of these wicks. I mean, look, I was in this short right here. I got short here, this thing was up almost 70 points and it came back and stopped me out. When does it already rolled over? It rolled over Monday. So the new contracts are MNQH, and that's a March. It should say March 25. Or Quantower, it says MNQH, but on my Ninja charts, it just says March. Let me see. I don't know if you can see it. It's pretty small. Can you see that where it says MNQ March 26? I'm not sure if you can see that or not. Most of them will roll it over for you. I know Ninja does. Ninja will ask you if you want to roll over to new contracts. So, but it's usually only for a week or so. Then by the end of the week or next week, everybody will be on the new contracts. I want to say there's a place to go check volume. I'm just not sure where there is. There's somewhere that you can check the volume for the March contracts and the December contracts, because Monday was the rollover, but we still traded the December contracts. But Tuesday, we switched over to March contracts, and also today. Now, that's if you're trading the NQ. I guess I didn't really ask if you were trading the NQ. I think we're in the middle. I'm. I just don't see how we get through all this tonight. I think there's just so much consolidation in this area. I just think it would just take so much to get through there. So I would kind of like to see us sell down here and retest the lows from earlier. I thought we were going to get it on this push down here, but it didn't quite get past the 900. So we just kind of stuck here at the moment. And we might not even get out of this area. We may be stuck here all night. I kind of show you what I mean by being stuck. So this indicator marks out your different zones of the day. So this would be your New York PM session. This would be your lunch session. And this would be your AM session. So most of the time, if the Asia opens inside of the PM session, most of the time it'll stay there all night long. So see this, look, you're inside the New York PM session. Asia stayed inside there almost all night long until the London Open. There, it was already out, so you got some big moves on that part because the Asia was out of the London. Once again, Asia opened inside the New York session, consolidated all night long, and didn't get movement until London. So let's see. Once again, inside New York, consolidate all night. Oh no, charts disappeared. Stayed inside there. Yep. I mean, here. Oh, we got out here. So had some big, nice movement. Let's see how much points that was once they got out. A lot of times, if we can get out before the Asia market opens, a lot of times you'll get some nice movement. But it's whenever the Asia Tokyo opens inside the New York session is when we get that choppy price action. So is that the top there? Top there. It almost did, but it stayed inside that New York PM session. There it got out, so you had some decent movement in that session. So, and this indicator is called ICT kill zones and pivots. So I don't really do a lot of ICT stuff, but I guess what the idea here is these are the kill zone time frames. And you can use these time frames as the highs and lows, and that's pretty much what I'm doing here in the Asia market. So For a long bias, you want to see us close above this 20,015, but I just don't know if we'll get up there. And then if we can close above here, I don't know if I'll be on here that long to let that happen. You can almost get a ride up to probably the 25.85 going into the London session or the 34s. You might get stuck here in the 34s because that's the low of your New York AM session. So most of my like also this is what we use also for levels in the morning. So like when I entered this morning my trade, the usually I'll look over here and see where the highs and lows from the previous trading sessions were. So this morning I was like, man, is there any way that we're going to literally run the London session that we have not ran in a few days? Look, straight up, and damn, we did not. Unfortunately, I only took like 50 points, so we missed a whole trade to take out the previous London session from 2 days ago, or from what, Tuesday. So, but this is what we use for targets. So this is how I get my targets when we're trading in the morning, is previous session and highs and lows. So the hard part is getting into the trade. So once you're in the trade, then that's when, you already kind of know what your target is, and you can get a runner and see if you can get there. But I don't know if we'll get out of this in the next hour. We may just be stuck here. I want to say we have a lot of news tomorrow too. Let's see. For news, we use investing.com. I got to watch my whatchamacallit. So sorry about the white screen there. It's super bright. Since we're not moving at all, we're just kind of stuck. I want to say tomorrow we have tons of 3-star news, so it should be a pretty wild morning. We have initial job claims tomorrow morning, so you should see a lot of movement in the market. We have core CPI numbers. Then the European central banks, I don't know how much that'll affect the market. You might get a little bit of bump, but I'm not sure how much. Then Thursday, I want to say we have some decent news Thursday too, so get a little bit of volume into the market here. So it should, that's Wednesday. Oh, I think tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow is Thursday. So that was Thursday's news. Never mind. So now we'd just be looking at Fridays. Fridays would be existing home sales and core PBC price index. So, and I seriously doubt we have any news tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, but next week for the Christmas holiday. I've been in the wrong way. What's up, Christy? No, man, there is no entry right now, Dan. I tried to take a little short while ago, and it rejected fairly quick on me. I thought if we got below this 21 EMA, we may make a push here. We are building up a nice little 5-minute trend line here, so. But no trades. I don't know if we'll get any trades tonight. The only really trade setup that I've been looking for is maybe a short off of this 25,008. Yeah, it's a hit and miss. That I'm not sure. I guess I didn't know Trump was in a doing a conference tonight. It's very, very possible. I mean, we've had some crazy movements, during some of those Trump speaks and Powell speeches. But I very rarely watch like political speeches. I mean, I know they happen. I guess because I don't even really watch a lot of TV. I mean, I guess I could watch it on YouTube. I think most of my TV stuff or that I watch is all like mostly sitcoms. I like watching 20-minute shows. I don't even think I hardly ever watch movies anymore. I think the older I got, I only have like the attention span to sit there and watch a 20-minute show. I can watch multiple 20-minute shows, but I like to be able to watch something that's going to end pretty quick and I can see the end of it. And it's always reruns. I don't think there's anything new I watch. So lately I've been rewatching Seinfeld. And I only watching that because I let my granddaughter play with my uh, Roku remote, and somehow she subscribed to Netflix. So I have like a month of Netflix. So I was like, well, hell, I might as well watch something. So I don't know how Eden did it, but somehow Eden was playing with the controller and she subscribed me to Netflix. They make it easy to subscribe, but they sure do make it hard to unsubscribe. So I had to just go cancel it, but I'm stuck with a month of. And she got the good one, the no commercials. So they gave me like the $20 one. Oh, goodness. Last night we had some pretty good movement, Christy. I guess when you're 2 years old, you can do whatever you want, and there's no grandparent gonna say nothing. You're like, okay, Eden, it's okay. My bad for letting you play with the controller. That's pretty much the way it goes. So I didn't even think it could happen. Uh, in the nighttime, I don't really use a lot of indicators at night, Billy. The only indicator I have on this chart is the 21 EMA, and we're just looking for like levels to be hit or support and resistance. So right now, the only support and resistance that I've been waiting on is that 25,008 up there. And in the morning time, I kind of brought over my ninja charts. I don't know why that thing does that sometimes. That's crazy. Sorry, I'm looking for charts. Here we go. We ain't got nothing to do here. It's so freaking slow. And for the morning, I have a few extra indicators on here, but it's end of the day, it's still just a 21 EMA and the VWAP. And I really don't even use them as far as my entries go. Um, my entries for my funded account that I look for every morning is based off the 15-minute opening range from 9 o'clock to 9:15. So all you're doing is just looking for a 5-minute candle that's going to close outside of this level, and I will pull Fibonacci on my candles, and almost. I mean, it's almost like it happens over and over every day. Some days it doesn't. You might get one day a week that you don't get a trade, but I mean that's with any strategy that you may be trading. I mean, this is super simple. There's nothing really complicated about this. I mean, you probably don't even have to pull fib, but I always pull fib on all of my trades. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a 23 to 30% pullback on these candles. To me, I just feel like it's the buyers, or the buyers couldn't take control of this, so you only get like a very small pullback. And where I put my entry is right here at the bottom of the close of that previous candle. And then you're just waiting for, see if you get some kind of explosion, in which we did. So you got long right around 400. This candle went almost 70 points before it ended. So this is a 70.5 minute candle this morning. I mean, it was just a complete boner candle this morning. But this is what I trade my funded accounts on. And this is really the only type of setup that I look for on my fundeds. Now, you don't get the same setup every day. What's different is how it happens. So a lot of times you'll get like a misdirection trade. So you'll get a push out, then a push back up. And I think that happened the other day and I missed it because the candle was just so massive. Let's see. See, it was so tough to catch these because of all the wicks. So I didn't get a funded trade here, even though we did get a big move to the upside. And this is what I mean by misdirection. So a lot of times you'll get a push out the bottom of your opening 15-minute candle and it'll just explode back out the backside. So this was very choppy, hard to trade. So we didn't even bother trading the funded account with that. Here's another example. I want to say, I can't remember if we took this one or not because this was from last Friday. I may have because I pulled fib on this candle. So I feel like we took this trade here because most of the time I'll pull fib on the candles that I trade. And so what happened here is you had a massive, so here's the misdirection. And here's the trade back through that opening candle. But what happened is that thing went down, what, 30, 60, 70 points? And this one pulled back 50% of the leg to retest that 15 minutes. I want to say I took, since the candle was so big, I think we just did an eval trade here. And so what I did is I followed my eval entry up through here. And as it came back down, I pretty much got into trade that way. So, but it wasn't a clean, like, funded trade. So I don't think we took that on a funded trade. But almost every day, the breakout of that particular move will pay fairly big. I mean, you might have to have a little bit of stop loss, but man, if you just go in with 2 micros, depending on what size accounts that you're using. It says, I trade the alpha. I tried my Safari with the you might just try to download the app. I don't know if you've tried that. I know I use Tradevate. I want to say I have like quite a few Tradevate accounts. What I got 2 fundeds with Tradevate and I think 1 eval at the moment. But I think with Apex, I have a total of 5 funded accounts with Apex. But neither show your balance? No, you should be able to see your balance because this is my account. You should always be able to see your account information. So this is my account information for this account. So we're up $543 total. So tonight we're only up 15 because we took that little loss while ago. So we got hammered in fees. We got like $40 in fees. But yeah, you should always be able to see what your balance is or cash on hand is. The only trading platforms I use is Ninja, and I'm not sure what Alpha allows you to trade on. So I'm not sure what they. I've never signed up for Alpha account. It's a brand new account. You just haven't placed a trade. Yeah, but it still should show you your balance though. So, for instance, I have a new funded account with Bulinox that I haven't taken a trade on, but it shows my balance. Look, see, no trade balance 50,000, and it's a funded. See, BXM. So these is what Bulinox funded accounts look like. Then I'll get that 25K back the 19th because it renews the 19th. So I just kept it. All right, what are you taking your trades on? Was that the 25,000? You probably could have got a trade off that. No, I didn't quite get there. It may dump. Hell, it just dumped a good 20 points off that. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think we're going to be able to get through there. I mean, this is insane amount of wicks, guys. It's going to take hours to get through these wicks. Yeah, same here. If it breaks up there and hits my 08, I'm definitely going to be looking for a short off of that level. Hopefully, even if it fails, hopefully I don't have to risk that much. So less than 5-point stop loss or something like that. Looking for 10 points. All right, Frankie. What do you so you're trading alpha, and you said that my Safari with the trade evade, but it does not show my 50K balance. Now, does it even see, I know for a fact that that should be showing your stuff on Trade Evade. Because if I go to Trade Evade right now, even if it's a brand new account, it should show you what it looks like. And I can bring it up to show you what it's supposed to look like. Well, I don't know. It doesn't show you the balances on mine either. So let's see if yours looks like this. Maybe they don't show your balance. Well, there it is. It should right there where it says your liquidity. It should show it right there. So yeah, you have your accounts. So these are the two funded accounts, and this is the demo eval account. I heard Mac is even a little. Oh, cause it's my phone. See, I've never tried it with the phone, so Mac, you may have to look it up because I know what the Apple. Yeah, see, I don't use Apple. Well, I use Apple, but I don't use like an Apple laptop or computer or anything. And I've never done that with a phone. I mean, I've heard of people using phones before. I just don't have any experience with using them. Yeah, I don't think I could either. I'd be on a struggle bus. I'd be like, what happened? All right, we just broke this trend line. Shoot, man, this might get a push here. Wait, got a minute left on this candle. Ooh. 30 seconds seems like forever. Man, this is what I wanted to do when I joined in. When I tried to take this trend line break earlier, I wanted this big boner candle to the downside. It's hitting that 30%. So kind of want to see this area hold. This stuff's kind of messy. Woo, look at the rejection. All right, let's see if we hit that 21 EMA there and see if that 21 holds. Oh, shit. I think if we can stay under this 21 EMA, we get another push down here. And that'll be also underneath that trend line. So I only got to risk 10 points here if I get tagged in. I was trying to make it where I don't have to risk a bunch. Yeah, Asia's always a hit and miss with this price action. Most definitely, man. Oh, I didn't realize I got tagged in here. This may have to be my last trade of the night. This way we can hold on to the profit we made today. Full time for almost 2 years. We get back below that 60. We may try to go to break even fairly quick with this. Just got to be patient and wait. Wait. Back at our entry here. Just don't want to paper hand this trade. Whoa wee. That was nasty there. Oh my goodness. Whew, that was dirty. Might get stopped out on whatever the hell this candle was. Oh, it's the top of the hour. That's what it was. I didn't realize we were at the top of the hour. Top of the hour, we usually get like a nice, like, not to say a boner candle, but we'll get like some volatility thrust in there. You just got stopped out. I got mine above all these wicks, right above the 21 EMA. I think as long as the 21 EMA holds, we'll be good. But as soon as that 21 loses, we'll probably get stopped out. I think right now we're negative 22 bucks. Or $20. So. Very, very slow. Remember, guys, I only trade 2 micros this time of the night. So please, if you are going to take these trades, don't go in too heavy. You don't want to be risking your account in freaking Tokyo market because we don't get the movement. So that's why you don't really want to be over leveraging because it's so hard to make your money back or your profit back in the Asia market if you over leverage. So it's just better to trade small and get little base hits. I like to call them bonuses, get little bonuses. Cheat code indicators right now, the only one that we're using right now is just a 21 EMA. If we lose the 21 EMA, we're probably going back up because we'll be crossing back over. I'm hoping we stay below the 70 here. Right now, we're only down 15 bucks, 17 bucks, 11 bucks. Yeah. Uh-oh. You can see it right here. All right, we still got a minute left on this 5-minute candle. What I would like to see here is this is like a little 5-minute trend line. Is for this next candle to just barrel on through here. This way, if we hit this first target, we're just going to go to break even. And so it'll be a free trade from here on out. So if I hit that second target, bonus. If not, it's not a big deal. Got 40 seconds left on this candle, so hopefully it doesn't like skyrocket up here and take us out. So, let's see. Everything looks still red, so Nvidia is still red. Gold is the only thing really green. There's a lot of red on the Nasdaq, the ES, so a lot of red within all the markets. All right, here comes our new 5-minute candle. Like I said, hopefully it doesn't take off on us. We need a wick eater, is what you would call it. We need the 5-minute to run some of these wicks to the downside. Come on, a little bit more. Run that wick. Hopefully it don't get down there and just barely misses me like by a couple ticks. Whatever happens with this trade, it'll probably be our last trade of the night, because this way we can stay over the $500 range. Ooh, it's not looking too pretty. Man, we done been in the green a few times, guys, like by 4 or 5 points, but we're looking for 10 points. So we could be sitting here for a little bit waiting for this to push down. What's up, Samuel? How are you doing? Sorry if I don't see your message. I was kind of focused on the charts there. Attempted some Tokyo trades. All right, back in down below our entry again here at the 60. Oh my goodness. We got like a wall in this area. Man, we're already down to the last minute on this 5-minute candle here. This is just ugly, guys. I'm not going to lie. This is probably some of the ugliest looking price action I've ever seen. Right now we're down $3, $7. So like I said, we're trading small. You kind of have to look at it long range in the overnight session. So if you came into the overnight sessions looking for $50, if you could just make $50 a night, you got to look at it as that's $1,000 a month. So you have to kind of look at it like that, even though you're looking at, oh, it's only $50, but you have to look at it long term. Then there's going to be nights where you make more than $50. Like last night, we made 130, something like that. And plus, we got another $80 trade today by accident on that one, actually, because I was shooting for 10 points and I had it backwards because I had to have my stop loss set at 20 because the market was just moving so aggressively today. And so I ended up getting 20 points instead of the 10 points. I want to say this, if we finish red tonight, it'll be the first time we finish red on this account since we started trading it. And it looks like if we get stopped out, we're probably going to be in the red for tonight. Yeah, because I wouldn't want to attempt to try to make another trade. I'd rather just take my red night and move to tomorrow. That wick saved me at the moment, but I don't think it's going to hold though. Right here. Yeah. Should push through. All right. So it looks like it's going to be a red night for me. Yeah, that's pretty good on the fundeds. I would never trade nighttime funded, at least not at the moment. Mm, that's some good volume leading into that 08 up there. Wow, that's so bullish. It got up to the 05. Mm. I usually only trade my Padeas accounts, Christy. You might have missed a trade. That would have been a nice rejection, but it only got up to the 05. It didn't quite get up to the 8s that we were looking for. Or I guess we can switch to, we got 4 Padeas accounts, so we can switch Padeas accounts. I think we're only up like $100 on this account, so this one's fairly new. I haven't really taken a lot of trades on it. Yeah, these are these $8 accounts. Yeah, guys, these are like $8 accounts, so they're like super cheap accounts. Trust me, we're not over here like sweating that we take little small losses. Like I said, I don't ever recommend going in heavy on your accounts in the Tokyo session. This is a pretty wild candle here. No, Christy, you can't trade Padeas on Ninja. I wish we could because I don't like Quantower. It's not that I don't like it. I'm just not used to it. What a dirty wick. Too bad that didn't hit our 8 level and had this kind of reaction where it pulled back freaking almost 40 points. I want to say this is my first red night in Tokyo in a couple weeks. And I was actually already up. I just kept trading. So I think at one time I was up $40 or $50 tonight. I'm not really sure what that BDG or OG is. Oh, it's a coin. Oh, okay. We're still going to be looking for a 08 hit, but kind of like to see it wick through it. Hmm, man, we got what, 2 minutes left in this candle? Man, it's still struggling to get up there. I didn't get a chance to drop it. All right, so we went through it. Trying to go to break even fairly quick here in case it bounces off that 25,000. Come on, just give me my 10 points. Looking just for 10 points. Ah, you dirty girl, you. It still may get it. I'm not going to try it a second time, though. I think if you had entered from the 08, you would have got your 10 points. I still feel like it goes back down to 90 here because that's usually pretty normal. If you hit the 10, you'll go back down to the 90 level. So see what happens here. Ooh, new candle. Let's see where that other entry is. I want to say the New York PM high is up there at 15. But I still think we pull back down. To the moon. I was just looking for 10 points. I should have got my 10 points, but I didn't want to get my face ripped off on it either. So we were just kind of approaching with cautious. I still say we hit that 90 level. Usually we do. So, yeah, see, that should have been my 10 points there. Oh, another good trade, paper handed, guys. The next level that you would have to get through would be the 16s. So we only got 20 bucks out of that, 14 bucks. We switched over to a different account. So we have 4 of these accounts. These are Padeas accounts. I got them during the Cyber Monday, and they had them on sale for $8. Look at this thing. Well, got all these wicks here, so I think it'll take a little bit to get through all these wicks. Paper handed that 08 trade. No, Domino. This is the NQ. I was watching gold, but I never really even take very much trades off the gold. Man, there's nothing worse when you sit here for a couple hours and wait for a level to get hit and don't get anything off of it. So we sit here and waited for that 08 almost all night long. So now we're up, what, 20 points? A lot of hindsight going on over here. It's, what a shame. Oh my goodness. I did the same thing on the 12 earlier. So I had a long for at the 12. I think it went in the red like 5 points, and I went to break even too fast. And that's the problem. I go to break even too fast at this time of the night, and it's just whipping, and it'll tick me out. Then literally minutes later, it'll sell off. Ugh. This hurts my feelings watching, guys. What is that, 40 points? Oh, you're talking about closing your trades too early, Christy, or just jumping out of the trades? Yeah, that too. No, no, it's stopped me out for break even. So I got tagged in, but I moved my stop loss to break even too fast. It came back, stopped me out, then dumped. Yeah, that's what somebody else was saying that Trump was speaking. Yeah, so I tried to short below this level a while ago. Watch this thing just sell off, man. This thing's just still selling. Dude, the '08 was the high. Son of a B. I did not expect this much of a sell off after we hit the '08s, but I was expecting some kind of reaction. Man, it's like, do we want to? I mean, I guess we could always risk our profits here. Didn't really get much of a pullback, though. And it keeps getting stuck down here. This is an account I really haven't traded a lot on. I think it only has like $100 on it. Oh yeah, it faked me out too. I'm just gonna be on this trade for 4 points. So if it comes back and stops me out, it stops me out. We're gonna be risking the profits that we've had on this account. I've been on a struggle bus in the Asia tonight, guys. Oh, it's gonna take my profit. Yeah, this is that other one of those other evals of mine on that Padeas account. Come on, you ran some highs. Let's run some lows now. Holy goodness. Sorry about the messy charts. It's the Fibonacci that's making it kind of hard to see here. I told myself I was going to walk away, and we're still over here pushing the button, guys. Pushing the button. Did you take the '08 trade, Billy? Got 10 seconds left. Shoot. Dude, I think every time I've entered a trade, it just gone straight flat. If it was probably like my normal accounts, Christy, but being these $8 evals, man, it's so hard not to overtrade these things. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hoping they offer some more $8 accounts around Christmas. The 85 will definitely kind of have to be a line in the sand here. I just didn't want to get wicked out in case it wicked up real quick. Let me just put some normal lines here. You only have Ninja. You can sign up for Quantower. I can help you set up Quantower. It's not too much more different to trade. It's just I'm not used to it. That's all. Now, where this thing could go is back up to the freaking 25,000s. Because I didn't think about us hitting that 75. A lot of times we'll retest the quarter, move back up to the 75, then sell back off. Oh, your memory's maxed out. So that's the only thing about the Asia market is it usually always kind of returns. So those stages going back and forth. John don't have no computer around his house that you could use, like in his shop or something. I just don't want to get stopped out at this freaking 500 and we reject the 500. Because almost every move to the upside has been coming back down. All right, so this 500 definitely will have to be my line in the sand. If we break the 500, we'll just have to close the trade. The poor Padeas account. Man, I'm not gonna lie, Christy. I've been taking a beating tonight. The Asia's kicking my butt tonight. Same with you too. Yeah. The only thing about mine, like I said, mine are $8 evals. So I don't really have a lot on the line here. I usually repeat that and I'll say that to you guys just so that, I don't want anybody here like using their funded accounts or an expensive eval because they got some expensive evals out there. I know it costs a lot of money. This market, I would only trade like 90% evals or sim account if you just want to practice. That's what I like to trade usually too, Billy, but more or less in the AM session. We would have to get above what 215, 217 to sweep that previous session. All right, where did we get to? We got to 95 here. Not quite the 25,000, but pretty close. We got 2 minutes left. Yeah, I'm fairly new to trading Asia myself, Billy. I've been trading it probably less than a month when it comes to Asia. This is why we're practicing on cheaper accounts. This is why I like constantly repeat to anybody that's in here that these are cheap evals. Like I said, we had a nice little run. That last account that I was red in, that was the first red that we've had on that account in the Asia market. So over the last couple weeks, we were up like $500. So this would be probably my first red night in the Asia market. And I should have been green, but we continued to trade it like an idiot. Be nice to give us a little 50 touch here. Oof. All right, new 5 minute candle. Wow, you gotta be at work in 40 minutes. Well, hopefully you got some sleep today. Working overnights is rough. I know I've done my fair share of overnights. Oh, it's 2 a.m. where you're at in the UK? Okay. Mm. I know. I wish I could get up and trade the London session, but I struggle myself getting up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and stare at charts. So that's tough. I feel like if we get this little trend line break, we should get a nice move to the downside here. Man, I think every country has their downfalls. I think you just got to make the best of your situation wherever you live, whatever town you live in, or you know. To me, I always say just what's going on within my four walls. Like most of us, we don't have much control over a lot of stuff that goes on outside of our homes. A camper van, drive through the U.S. Woo, it's a lot of driving. You can do that for a couple months. The only thing I'm not a fan of is I don't like big cities. I'm not a fan of driving through cities. Every time I got to drive back home, I hate driving through Atlanta and Georgia. God, that traffic is so bad there. Everybody's in such a huge rush to get everywhere. It's just craziness. My town used to be somewhat small, but it's grown so much over the last 10 years. Yeah, that's kind of like a old route, right? I've heard of it, but I couldn't tell you where it runs through. That would probably be what through like a lot of the desert area. Is that kind of what that's famous for? Like the old desert towns? I would have to look that up. Okay, it is. Okay. Yeah, I barely ever I mean, literally, man, I pretty much there's probably so much of the United States that I haven't seen. Dude, about the only place I ever go, I really only go to like 3 states and visit. So my home, then I go to the beach in Alabama and back home to Georgia. That's probably about the only 3 states that I ever really visit. I hardly ever leave the southern part of the United States. And I don't even really consider Northwest Arkansas as the South. It's more of a combage of a bunch of people that's moved here because of Walmart. So, like, no one's from this town, hardly. Besides the next generation of kids, I guess you can say they're from here, but all the elderly people that's probably in their 40s and 50s and 60s are all from somewhere else. We're tapping this trend line. Man, we just printed below it. Let's see if we can get a little push here finally. I mean, I could close this trade now just for like a $20 loss and don't really have to take much of a loss here. Let's see if we can get a push here. We just broke this little trend line, so hopefully that'll stay. What's up, Christopher? Shoot, I should have been short from '05 up there if I didn't paper hand my trade. We were actually in a short from '05 because I've been waiting. I had that '08 area marked out all night long, and I freaking paper handed it, went to break even too fast, and got stopped out. So definitely messed up my short this evening. And my long. I did the same similar thing to a long earlier because I got long. I had another level marked out, the 12s, and it was here. You had only gone 7 points in drawdown. So should have been long from 12, and this thing went up almost 30, 25 points. So, yep, we paper handed both of our trades tonight. Man, I wish we had run those lows. It'd be nice. I mean, I'm not going to be holding that long, but it'd be nice for somebody to rerun these lows since we ran the highs. But hell, that could take all the way till London session. That's a nice short if you're short from 97. That's pretty good. I'm red in my other account by like $60. My first red Asia night since we started trading Asia. Yeah, that's what a couple other people were saying, that Trump was speaking tonight and that we may get some volatility in the market, but we haven't really seen any. So maybe in a minute. I just hope it doesn't go against us and go back up the other direction. Kind of in this little tight wedge here. Finally, a little bit of movement. If we can get that 62, we'll be all good. That's all I care about. Is hit that 62, and that'll sell all my contracts off. A while ago, I got within a couple points, and I let it come back and. Okay. Woo. About damn time. I was in 5 micros deep on that one, guys. So I was like, come on, get down there. Man, I was like, where can we go? I almost want to take this thing down to the low. May just let it run. Or either that, we'll follow the 5 minute candles down. So if the 5 minute pulls back, I'll take my stop loss to here. Like I said, we were in 5 micros on that one, so we're up 107, 123, and we just got this one contract left. Nice on the nice $100 short. You must have went in heavy. How heavy did you go in, Billy, to get a nice little $100? Trade the minis. Nice. Oh goodness. I don't have a lot of drawdown, man, on these accounts, so I can't trade minis. I have to trade micros, and I got to stick to super strict small stop loss because these are only $500 static accounts, so I only start out with $500 in drawdown. So the account that we're red in tonight, so we had to just eat the $69 loss. We're still up $450 total. I'd rather just take that loss and move on to the next day with my $450 profit. Yeah, Christy over there loves them minis too. She likes the full port. She'll be sending me texts like, man, I just made $300. I'm like, man, those minis are going to get you one day. Full port. All right, hopefully we can just get like a 50% pullback or something on this candle. This way we can use this candle as our entry for our stop loss. So if this came back and stopped us out, we would either go to break even or we can see how long we can hold this. So we're still in this trade for what, 7 points, so $14. So I'm hoping that this 5-minute candle can continue lower here. Thank you guys for the likes and follow. Like being at the casino hitting the max bet. Oh, goodness. Just don't be doing that on your funded accounts, Christy. It's okay to be a little bit of degen on the evals. And if they're like cheap evals. So like, I'm trading cheap evals. So it's okay to be a little bit of degen. But you don't want to go degen on an account that you just popped $100 for, or eval that costs $100. I know there's some expensive evals out there. I don't trade with any expensive evaluation accounts. All my evaluation accounts cost like $20 or less. So keep it as cheap as possible. I did try to full port eval today, and it didn't go good. I revenge trade. If I didn't erect the account. Look at this pullback, guys. Son of a bee. I think we'll see what happens at the 73. That's at the about where that 21 EMA is. So maybe that's just a retest of the 21 EMA. No, son of a bee. What is up with the Asia market tonight, guys? No good follow through tonight. Looks like our runner's about to get stopped out here. We have a couple wicks here, but I just don't think they're going to be able to save us. It's been like this all night long. Like it'd push down, get that one push down. We're just making higher lows. So we haven't just broke. I mean, look at this 5 minute trend line, man. If this thing breaks later, you should get a really nice sell. So, I mean, you would think that we would go all the way down there, but who knows? Man, we didn't even get the 50 level here. I think my original target was down there at the 950s. Well, I'm glad you're at least able to get a little bit of your money back if you took a couple losses earlier, Billy. I'm not sure how much you were risking per trade, though. So, like, if I lose this trade right here, like just this one micro is only like what 14 bucks. So it's not a big deal. That will still leave us about 70 or 80 bucks, I think. So right now, like I said, we're up 200 total. So I switched over to a different Prodeus account. And so we're up like 90 bucks at the moment. I think if we get stopped out, that would push us back down into like the 80s or 70s. Oh, CPI tomorrow. What's up, Baldwin? How have you been? Sorry I didn't see your chat there. Oh, what CPI is just going to be Wix. I know these last couple weeks have been rough with the FOMC last week with the interest rates decision plus rollover week, CPI numbers, non-farm payroll. I mean, it's just been crazy. You risk max 250 to make 1,000. Whew. Are you the one that says you were trading a 150K account? Is that you? I can't remember if that was you or not. On a 50K account. Wow. I think that's still running. That's pretty wild. Risk of try to make 1,100 bucks. Like, what is your what kind of contracts are you entering to do that? Have you even been able to trade on Top Step? Because I've been seeing a lot of other TikTokers complaining about Top Step. I don't know if they were having issues with that Project X. I've never used it, but I know I keep hearing people complaining about it the last couple weeks. I don't know what's going on with it. I just, like I said, I just see them complaining about it. Okay. It's like the Asia market, a hit and miss. That's pretty good. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I remember when most people used to trade Top Step, and a lot of them used Trade Evade. And I remember when Top Step cut off, stopped using Trade Evade as one of their where they wouldn't, the main people weren't using it no more. And actually, Trade Evade got better because it used to have a lot of issues because of so many people. Yeah, I work for Amazon T3. I usually only there like during the daytime for a few hours. Yeah, next time you see me there, just say what's up. That way I know who you are. Yeah, I think I'm there probably what maybe like between like usually 10 to 20 hours a week. I don't really work a lot of hours. I just like to keep like a side gig because sometimes you like I said before, most of my money comes from like different places. So we have like four or five different like income streams from trading, from affiliates, from we also have like a hair salon business, rental property business, plus, you know, the Amazon. Woo, we just got this 5 minute trend line break. Let's see if this thing will go. Yeah, I've been streaming for a while, at least a year and a half to 2 years. This year has been pretty stuff. It's pretty tough to stay consistent. Um, there's been several months where I've been away from home quite a bit. So like all the way back in the spring, I was away from home quite a bit. Then the summer we go on vacation. Then then also in October I was away from home quite a bit. So hopefully now we can stay consistent for a little while. Eventually we'll probably be visiting Georgia probably first of the year sometime. I'm assuming sometime between February, March or something. We'll have to go hang out at Christy's house. Oh, yeah, October. You'll fly from the K. Yeah, usually whenever I go to Georgia, usually I'll stream at Christy's house. You could probably go back and look at some of my lives. You can see me at her house streaming. Man, what's our chances of getting these lows down at the 900s? What would it have to be a 50? 62, 52. What is that? 22 to be a 50-point move? Yeah. All right. I think we're going to go. We'll take some risk off here. We'll risk $10 now. So we'll be in this super, super small. So $10. We're about to have a new 5 minute candle. Man, I want to see this 5 minute candle just freaking just dump here. Sorry. It seems like if I push that too far up high, it does that. So right now we're up 120 in this account. So at least we got to redeem ourselves a little bit from that those losses from earlier. This is the way it goes usually. I don't know. I don't really ever have no desire to fly no more. I'm not going to lie. I have no desire to go be on a plane or a boat. I get motion sickness pretty bad on a boat. I went on a dolphin tour the last time we went down to the beach, and I got so sick. It was a horrible, horrible ride. I I was so nauseous, and I don't think that would have happened, but that freaking captain stopped in the middle of the like a really choppy area, and the boat was just going just side back and forth so bad, and God, it made me so motion sickness. It was the longest dolphin ride ever. Dolphin scourge or whatever the heck you want to call it. All right, we're up some points, man. This thing's gotta stay down there. Dude, like you said, man, this Tokyo market is such a hit and miss. It'll go from doing nothing to dropping 20 points. And I've actually may take some profit out of this. We may just at least take 10 points. Can't hold this long, and well, we already took at least $100 out of it, but to at least not get anything on this contract. So we'll at least take 10 points if it comes back up here and stops us out. If we can hit that 22 that we're aiming for, because I'm thinking maybe we sweep these lows, but we have all these other wicks here too, so it may take a little bit. Thanks for the follow, TT. Yeah, Baldwin over in the YouTube lobby says CPI numbers are tomorrow, so that's why we're chopping around so bad today. So it could be some pretty crappy price action in the morning for the CPI news. So we're looking for that 22 because I'm thinking that we could possibly run these lows down here at the 900s. So I'm about 20 points off of that lows, and that would be a 50-point move if we hit those target. Dude, what is crazy, guys, is I paper handed my level up there at the '08. I literally have been talking about that '08 probably since I started streaming. I waited, and I paper handed it. And what sucks, I did that twice tonight. I did it off the 12 level. That was another bounce area. I think we ended up going like 45 points, or you could have held it just 12 points and draw down and almost got a 100-point move from this 12 from earlier, because I had 12 marked out that we took earlier. So you'd have been long from 12, and heck, it offered almost 80 points straight back up, and I paper handed it. But it's just part of it sometimes. We're about 20 points away from our take profit here. What it is, we'll have to probably get through these wicks here. You got 3 big wicks. And we got a new 5-minute candle printing. So I'm hoping if we pull fib on this right here, so hopefully it doesn't pull back more than like 50% of the candle here. We'll see what the fib pulls. So you want to kind of see it stay under the 50s here. That'll be like your 38%. Usually, if the candle stays under this, you're more likely you're going to continue pushing. If we can make a nice wick here, I'll take my stop loss down to 48 so we can lock in at least 20 points. Oh yeah, I do that all the time, man. It's insane. Like today, it was like that today. I I let a 70 point trade come back and stop me out for break even. That one hurt bad. That's happened a lot over the last couple weeks because of this wiki price action. So you really don't want this above the 50% here. Because to me, it seems like whenever you get above the 50% of a candle, at least in the New York session, most of the time you're going to continue back up. All right, so we hit the 38%. If we can get below this wick here at the 40s, I will move my stop loss to 50 or 52 maybe, so we can at least lock in 20 points. Hesitating a little bit. I think if it gets below that 40, it should roll. I'll take this fib off in a minute. Once this candle either gets moving back to the upside or moving to the downside, we'll take this fib off so it doesn't look so messy. To me, this Quantower Fibonacci is, I don't know. I don't know if it's the yellow lines or what it is. I like the Ninja Trader a little bit better. To me, it's just a smaller and cleaner. Let me show you. So like this is the Ninja Trader Fibonacci. See how much more smaller it looks? Like it's so much easier. It doesn't look all like, I don't know. I think it's the yellow lines is what makes it look that way. Maybe I need to find a way to go in there and change the color of the lines. That just comes with experience, Christy. Trust me. I used to be real bad about that myself. I mean, I'm a little better, but I still do it. But I was real bad back in the day. Oh man, all we did was wick past it. We still got a minute left on this 5 minute candle. Thank you guys for the likes and follow this evening. Thanks, Christy, for tapping that like button. I'm pretty sure you're over there working that button there. Oh, yeah, you're number one. Thanks, Billy. Woo, look at this drop. I think we're going to get it. We should be able to get it. I'm going to take my stop loss a few more points down. So we got through all these wicks right here. I don't see anything that can stop us from getting there now. There's nothing to stop us. There it goes. Look, there ain't nothing to stop us. Nothing to stop us. It's going. There's no wicks. Nice. Woo. Should have been a lot better, but still 50 points is still a nice trade in the Asia market, guys. Oh, didn't quite get the 200 points. Pretty close. So we made 202, but with fees and stuff, we got with 186. So sucks that we had to finish green. Too bad we couldn't get this profit on our other account. Our other account is the one that we took those small losses on earlier. So we're going to be green on one, and we're going to be $69 in the red on this one. Overall, we're still up 450. So hopefully tomorrow night we can have another little green night. And actually, we did have a green night tonight. This is what happens when you overtrade and paper hand trades. So should have been a lot better. Man, I feel like this thing could definitely go all the way down to the lows here at 88 here. And that's your PM low or AM low. I would have to look real quick. Um, 88 is going to be your low from the PM session this evening. We had this like nice little 5 minute trend line here. So you had these one hit, two hits. You only had two hits, but still. What I've noticed with the nighttime, if you want to look for these trend line breaks, look at them at the top of the hour. To me, that's when they do the best. So if you can catch a trend line break at the top of the hour, because this is where this happened at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock my time, literally 9:05, this is where this thing started dumping. Like I said, we're going to be done trading. We're just going to watch and see if we can run these lows, but we're not going to take any more trades. Let's see if we run these 88s here. I don't think there's anything to stop this from going down there. I mean, there's nothing to the left. There's no wicks. We've already hit the 900 once, so I don't see how we don't get these lows. I know. Dude, once we got through those wicks, Billy, there was nothing to hold us up, man. It was just straight downtown. I took 50 points. So we hit our target at the 22. It sucks we had to finish red on our other account, but at least we were able to at least get some green tonight and get a little profit on a second account. Dude, does this thing bounce off that? No, there's no way. It's already gone through that level. And that level was up there at the 24. Uh, I'm not sure what time the Asia market close, not close, but whenever this kill zone stops working. Come on, 88. I want to say there was one guy in here earlier. He was short from 90, 97, he said. Billy, that was our 100-point move tonight, man. If I didn't paper hand my 100-point move at the 08s, we paper handed that thing all the way. You could have put a resting order at 08. What are you like? 5 points in drawdown. Yeah, I want to say this 50 points probably the largest trade I've ever had in the yeah, I'm the same, Christy. We're getting ready to get off too. I was hoping that we run these 98s here, or 88s. I was waiting for the 88s to get run. Well, where I'm at, it's only 9 o'clock, so it's not late, but it's not, early in the evening. I mean, it's almost 10:30 for you, so. I'll give it like maybe a couple more minutes to see if we run those 88s. If it doesn't, we'll call it a night and we will be, yeah. Billy, he's in the UK, so he's about 8 hours ahead of us, or 6.5 hours ahead of us. We get through these 900s, we might get a little flush here, guys. I'm not sure what's to the left holding us up. Oh, UK. Or United, yeah, United Kingdom. We're in Arkansas, Big H. In Northwest Arkansas. Below me. Is that Texas? I guess so. Big Eight. Yeah, is that Texas or Louisiana? Louisiana. I don't think I've ever been to Louisiana. Usually, I drive back to Georgia, and I only go through kind of like Tennessee, Mississippi, and through Alabama over to Georgia. Oh, you live in Texas? Yeah, I've only been to Texas once. I think we visited Dallas one time. That's about the only time I've ever been to Texas. Wasn't a good experience either because I think the friend that we were riding with, their car got broken into because we were in downtown Dallas. And I think she left her car out on the street in downtown somewhere. Someone broke the window. That's been probably 20 years ago. That's been a long, long time ago. We have a lot of people from Louisiana that moved up here to Arkansas after the Hurricane Katrina back in 2005. So I know a lot of people left Louisiana back then. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people never went back home from that. What's that, Baldwin? You said previous 4 hour was at that 24,009. Oh, there was a wick sitting there, like there's a wick sitting at the 24,009. Uh, what 4 hour you said? Oh, the previous 4 hour. There is a big gap fill in, dude. If we lose this right here, we're probably going all the way down to the 815s or at least 840s. Because if you're looking at the 4 hour chart, man, there's just nothing down through here. So if we get below those PM lows, we could easily end up here going into the London session. Because there's nothing to here on the 4 hour charts that will slow this down because it's got this big gap built in. So hit that, then get a nice big bounce. Well, definitely thank all you guys for watching and hanging out tonight. Sorry we had to take a few little losses tonight, so hopefully no one was over leveraged if you were taking those same trades. It doesn't hurt me as bad to take small losses as it does. I remember like when I used to trade like over leverage, when you used to trade with like one mini or two minis, and hell, just a 10-point loss is like $400. Yeah, we trade New York session um, every day. That's usually where I take all my funded trades at, Billy. So most all of my funded trades are the opening 15-minute candle. So I can kind of show you what we look for when we're trading the PMs or AM session. Not that we didn't get a funded trade this day. Yes, price action was sucky. So this would have been my trade this morning. So this is the candle from 8 o'clock to 8:15. And so what you're looking for is you're waiting for the very first candle to kind of print outside of it. And this was the first candle to print outside of it here. And like I said, we always pull fib on every single candle that we trade. So we already had the fib just kind of sitting here waiting. And then we're waiting for either a 23 to 30% pullback. And you would like to see that holds, because usually if that holds, we're going to continue down with really good force on this next opening candle outside of this 15 minutes. And it went down. I think it was almost a 60 or 50 point trade, because I got short here. Because what it is, once it pulls back, I put my order right here. So I had a sell order sitting right here below the 90s, and we would have closed it out here. Then our runner got stopped out here because we had one micro left and it got stopped out. And unfortunately we bought the top, if you know, but you have no idea of knowing this. I mean, it never even came back to my entry, guys. Never would have been in the red, and it just sold off all day. So yeah, we left a lot on the table today. But this is how I usually enter most of my trades in the morning, because in the morning, I mean, the volatility is so high for that first 30 minutes that more likely you're just going to get a banger trade. And there's some entries that are easier than others, but like Tuesday, this is what you had. There was no entry in this mess here. So I'm pretty I know we for a fact that we didn't take an entry that day. I want to say we got stopped out on this one, but we probably would have took this one too. This is another one. We closed outside the pullback almost into the 15 minutes, but we would have got stopped out because of how far this came back. I'm pretty sure we would have got stopped out. But that is still almost a 40-point trade before it hit the 800s. But hell, then it just sold off the rest of the day. I know we took this one because last week we had a lot of inside bars. We waited for the pullback, so we would have got short here on this one, on this purple inside bar. Like I said, most of all of our morning trades are within like that first 30 minutes. I can't remember this one. It depends on the day. A lot of times I just wait to see what price action looks like. Anytime I see price action super choppy, we don't usually take funded trades. And I'll say that's like, hey, the price action looks like ass today, so we're just going to trade eval only. See, this was another choppy day. And I can't remember this far back. But every day is a little different. You just kind of have to just play it by ear and see what the price action offers. There's not going to be clean moves every day. So that's why usually I don't get a funded trade every day. Good place for bounce. I wasn't going to try it again. I'm okay with the profit that we got this evening, Wall Street. So we're going to just stick what we have. So we traded two different accounts. So we're going to be $69 in the red on one account and 166 in the green on the other. So we'll just stay where we're at. I should have stayed in. If I didn't over trade that last account, we could have had a nice like $40 or $50 win or, night, but we kept trading. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Be safe if you're going to continue trading the rest of the evening. If I was going to trade it the rest of the evening, what I would wait on if we do get there. Let's see. Let me mark it out here. If you can get below the New York PM session, let it sell through it, then kind of pull back and find support. If that happens before London, more likely we'll just keep selling down tonight. I don't know how far, but more likely you just end up selling down into London, then you won't come back into this area into London. And I kind of give you some examples by going back and looking at the previous. See, we didn't really ever get out of the New York PM session this day. As you can see, we pretty much stayed inside of it. Let's find some examples. Right here's one of them. See how we got away from this PM session, but it was before the Asia market starts. So you never go back to this session, usually until London session. So you really don't get back up there actually until almost the New York morning. And that's how long it usually stays away. This one you stayed within. Same. That must have been an opening. All right, same here. You lost this area during the Asia market. See how it pushes down? Then it retests it a little bit. And it just pretty much just sold off all night. And then you don't really get back above this session. And usually, like I said, until London session. It says the bearish action now. I haven't really looked at the gold. We can look at gold. This is gold right here. Let me clean it up real quick. I have a lot of crap on there. We'll look at gold here. I know a lot of people are trading gold, but I've never really messed with gold too much. Take that off. I guess some fairly big moves in gold today, huh? What is that? 4,378? I guess. I'm not really sure. Like I said, I don't know gold that well. I've dabbled with it a little bit, but not enough to feel comfortable trading it. So I don't ever mess with it. The only two markets that I usually look at the most is probably the the ES and the NASDAQ. I can believe that we're still bullish or bearish here. Like, I just think this is just another little bear flag pullback for us to possibly break down a little later. We still haven't ran those lows. I couldn't tell you, Ruben, because I don't really do gold very much. I'm pretty sure you guys probably know more about gold than I do. Like I said, I've taken only a few like gold trades, but I still have never done it where I feel comfortable with the price action. So like I've been watching the NQ for the last 2 years, so like it's definitely a, repetitive type thing for whatever market that you watch every day. And I understand what you're saying. Like every market is supposed to be the same, but still. To me, trading gold is kind of like trading the ES. And as far as the movement goes, it seems like. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Everyone have a good evening and good night if you have to, unfortunately, go to work late at night. I've done my fair share of the third shift over the years. It can be rough working overnights. All right. Thank you guys for the likes and follow. Thank you, Baldwin. Have a good evening. We will see you guys for CPI numbers in the morning. What's up, Fish Lips? Sorry about that. I didn't see your freaking message. I had the chat covered up. Oh, John Carter jumped on there. See, I didn't see John on there either. Sorry about that, guys.